Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. So today I'm going to show you all the plants that I purchased over the month of January, and then 2 plants that I did get in December when I went to LA. I did pick up 2 plants while I was in the Pasadena area, not at the flea market, but at some other locations. So let's get started with those 2 plants that I picked up in December. The first plant I'm going to show you is a plant that me and my daughter stopped into a nursery. I did a little bit of a clip of what while we were there. It did start raining like really bad, and I didn't want to get my camera all wet, so I stopped filming. But I did find this plant, and it is this Hoya Carrie. And when I bought the plant, so I think she charged me $13 for this. She said if I had cash, she would take $13, but if I didn't have cash, she would take like, I think it was like $15, I don't know. But this leaf here was not even here when I purchased the plant, so this one has grown new. And it was growing too. But one of my kids decided that they were going to break the other leaf off. So there was one growing right here as well, but somebody broke it off. I was pretty sad about it. It is growing another leaf, a small one here at the top. So I'm excited for that, and I'm just going to continue to watch it. It looks like it's a pretty fast grower. We did get this, I think it was like the 2nd week of December, and now we are at the end of January. And so to grow from nothing to a leaf that size, I was pretty happy with that. So I will have to keep you guys updated on this plant. It's the first plant here that I bought in December. So this next plant that I bought while we were in California is this well-fin Sansevieria. And this one was, I think the price is on it. I haven't repotted these plants yet. So this one was $29.90, and it was at Muller's nursery. And it was in Palm Desert. So while we were driving through, we did stop at the Palm Desert nursery, and I did grab this Sansevieria. And what's interesting is where I got the Hoya Carrie, she also had a Wells fin, and she wanted like $60 for it. And I was like, oh no, I'm not paying $60 for it. So when we went here and I saw like all of these for $29.90, I definitely picked this up. And it does have, I'm not sure what these are down in the bottom. Maybe some roots or maybe some new ones growing, I'm not sure. But I thought that was kind of interesting. And since I've had it, if you can see this one right here, it is growing a new little Wells fin. I do love this plant. It's super easy. It's a Sansevieria, and I just thought it was super cool, and I was so happy to find it at that nursery. So that was my other plant that I got while we were in California. Okay, now I'm going to show you my Euphorbia that I repotted. I did buy these plants the first part of January. I took you guys along with me, and then I brought you home with me, and we repotted these plants together. If you guys missed that video, I will definitely link it above so you guys can go ahead and take a look at it if you're interested. But there were 2 plants in one, so let me grab them both. Okay, so these are the 2 Euphorbia that I purchased at Lowe's. These are the plants that I repotted, and I'm not sure what kind of Euphorbia they are. I think at first I thought they were the chocolate drop, but I don't think they are. This one does have some blooms. They have not bloomed yet, and they did have, I think, 1 or 2 more on there. But of course my kids want to play, you know, throw the football in the house, and they knocked 2 of them off. So I swear. Anyway, they have not bloomed yet. They don't have any blooms on them. And I did have some comments on the video when I did repot them that they probably won't bloom because I disturbed the plant by repotting it. And that's perfectly fine with me if they don't bloom. As long as the plants continue to grow and they don't die, I am totally fine with that. So if they don't bloom, that's okay. But these are my Euphorbia that I purchased. Okay, so now I'm going to show you 2 plants that I definitely know that I purchased at Home Depot. Lowe's really just was not doing so great in the beginning of January as far as plants go. So I was shopping a lot at Home Depot. And the first one that I purchased was this. It's an agave, and I think it's like King Ferdinand, I think it's called. I just thought it was so cool. It looks like it is painted. Whoops. So I just thought it was really cool. It does have really sharp spines on it, so you have to be careful not to touch it. But it does have a couple little babies growing down in here. So that is, oh, and that one was $24.98. I thought it was really cool, and I didn't want to pass it up, so I did purchase that one. And then I did purchase another plant that I already have, but I really couldn't pass this one up either, just because I looked for this plant for so long, and it is the blue cactus. And this one is a smaller one, but I just had to have it. I already do have 2 blue cactus, but when I saw this one, I just had to pick it up. And it was $19.98 at Home Depot. So I got that one at Home Depot as well. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to Lowe's. And one of these plants I did put on my Instagram story. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, then you would see this plant. But the first one is this Monstera Adansonii. So if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you would know that I did have an Adansonii I did purchase at Lowe's last year. And it was so beautiful, and it was doing so great. And then one day I was looking at it because it was turning like yellow and brown, and it just didn't look so good. And it was full of mealybugs. So that plant is still struggling. All the mealybugs are off of it, but then it got spider mites, and I had to battle the spider mites on that plant. So it's doing okay now. It's not doing the greatest, and I always said I would never get another one just because it gave me so many problems in the beginning. But when I saw this plant, you guys, I just had to have it. So I did buy it, and it did come in this pot, and it was $24.98. And it also came with this little wooden like holder, but it does come apart, so I haven't been putting it with the plant, but it did come with that. So I'll probably just get some wood glue and glue that together, because it is pretty cute to have like that on the plant. So that is the first plant that I bought at Lowe's. And then also at Lowe's they had this one. Let me get this one out of the way. So also at Lowe's they had this little, it's actually not little, it's big. This big peperomia, why can't I think of the name now? I'll put it on the screen, but I thought it was so cool. It looks so beautiful, and it's already growing new little leaves for me right here. So these are new. And this one was also $24.98 with the stand. And then while I was checking out, the cashier told me that if you purchase a plant at Lowe's, you can keep the receipt. And I think she said you have 90 days to return the plant. Maybe it was even longer. I think it was even longer. But she said you can return the plant if it dies or if it has bugs or whatever. And that's after all these years buying plants from Lowe's. I did not know that you can return the plant if you have the receipt. So I decided to try this plant, even though peperomias don't grow so great for me. But I thought it was such a beautiful plant. It was so interesting, and it was only $24.98 with a pot and with the stand. So this is another plant that I bought from Lowe's. And I think, yeah, I think this is the, those two plants are the only plants that I bought from Lowe's this month. Okay, so I lied. I bought two other plants from Lowe's as well. So this one I bought on clearance, and I did buy some kind of a pine last year at Walmart. It was like $1.74, but I kind of neglected it and it died. These plants, these trees do not do well if you neglect them. You really do have to pay attention to them. You have to give them like moisture. They need some sort of humidity, and you really do have to pay attention to them. So when I saw it for $3 at Lowe's, I did grab it just because I wanted to, try it again. It does have some brown, like some dry spots on it. So I don't know if it's gonna last or not, but I'm gonna give it a try. I've been trying to keep the soil pretty moist, and I do try to keep the plant with some sort of humidity, but we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated on this one as well. Just fingers crossed, because I don't know if it's gonna make it or not. So this is another one, and I thought that it was so cute because it said joy. So that's why I picked this one, because it said joy. But anyway, that is a plant that I got at Lowe's. And then I got one other plant at Lowe's. This was at the beginning of the month. And it is this Chinese evergreen, or aglaonema. And since I've had it, it has grown this flower. And I highly recommend Chinese evergreen to anybody because they really are super easy plants to take care of. They don't need too much. I just keep them near my south-facing window, but pulled back probably 10 feet or so. And then I water them once a week with distilled water, and they seem to do pretty well. So this is a plant that I got at Lowe's, and it was $14.98. And then I got two other plants at Home Depot. So the first plant that I got is another Chinese evergreen, and I think this one is called Cutlass. It's one with the really long leaves, like the long narrow leaves. But this one came in a white pot, and this plant was $17.98. But I really couldn't pass it up just because I love aglaonema, and I don't have this one, and I thought the leaves are really cool, so I picked that one up. And then the last plant that I got for the month of January is this aglaonema. And this one is huge. This one I also got at Home Depot for $17.98. It also came in a white pot, and it is just such a huge plant. It has been growing, I think I got it like 2 weeks ago, and it's been growing a lot. It does have new growth in here, and this one sits closer to my grow light, and it seems to love it. So I'm just going to leave it there. But this is another one, I just could not pass it up. I thought it was absolutely beautiful, so I picked this one up as well. So those are all the plants that I bought over the month of January, and then the two that I bought in California middle of December. which plant is your favorite? Let me know down below. I don't know if I can pick a favorite. I might have to say it is my Chinese evergreen, the cutlass, the one with the long narrow leaves. But let me know which one is your favorite down below. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy plant hauls, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos from me, don't forget to subscribe. And I just want to thank everybody so much for watching. And until next time, guys, bye.